on, people. Come on in. Make sure you like, subscribe. That's right. Let's get it.
Lolo, turn that up.
Fuck a nigga, fuck a bitch, and fuck a cop. I'm GD crazy, baby nigga, fuck a op. On my mama, if it's drama, duck the shot. I don't really give a fuck, you thug or not. Every nigga in my city hug a block. I guess they rather be outside and love a thot.
I be stacking up chips like Lego. Badass bitch bag matching my stilettos. In it full of paper, same color as a gecko. I'm laying on the boat across the water where the deck low. Rolling up some petrol. I ain't got no service. Still I got my metro. Don't need no disturbance. Drowning me, I let go. I'm floating to the surface. These niggas set you up slow and take you down on purpose. Facts.
That's right. You are now tuned in to the music shop with Miss Music. Ooh, ooh, ooh. We are on. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the music shop with Miss Music. If you're shopping for new music or new artists, then check out the music shop with Miss Music. It's always a music fair with Miss Music. And today we have on a special guest. Can't wait. I can't wait. Let me get it. Hold on. You know, people, I got... Gotta get the applause for you. Sound effects in this bitch tonight. What's up, y'all? We have Merkabah on tonight. What are you doing? And how are you doing? And where are you doing it from? We want to know.
I'm doing real good. I'm coming all the way from Indiana, East Central Indiana, out in the middle of the cornfields in the Midwest. And
you know, I have to be honest, we need that cornfield time.
yeah. But yeah, I just had a broadcast today earlier. I do a podcast every week on Saturdays. I'm also a recording artist. I've been doing music for like 20 years of my life, as far as production, graphic design. I rap and just put it all together. I just multifaceted and try to stay busy.
Oh, you definitely are multifaceted. I came across you through, I think it was you sending me a link to your broadcast, wasn't it?
I believe
That's
so.
what
Yeah.
it was. And
Yeah.
then from that, I got on and watched a few shows, and I was like, you know, I like what he's doing. And you're interviewing people I've worked with, and I'm just like, you know, this is cool. And I'm all for like trying to help other podcasters out there get on because, you know, even though my stuff is a radio show, I'm still podcasting. I'm still kind of doing the same everybody else is doing. They got their own type of show they're doing. And I'm like, I really want to help a lot of y'all get seen. And then, I'm sitting here saying, okay, he got a love for the music and the culture, so that's great. He's contributing. He's got a show going. He's contributing to old school music, old school artists, artists just out there now. And I'm like, I like him. He reminds me of me. And I love to support people like that. I want to put every single one of you on. But then when we got to talking, I find out, which is such a jewel, and made me really totally understand that why you were contributing back to the culture was because you yourself were a talented, outspoken artist. And I was just like, wow, now I understand, because there's some people that just have a natural love for it and want to contribute, but then there's people who also do it. and
Mm-hmm.
still contribute even more. So by you mad contributing to the culture. And I
No
want to
doubt.
give you your props on that because you're doing it in multiple ways. And I
I
think that
appreciate
people
it.
are getting, yeah, you're welcome. I think people are getting a chance to enjoy you and your talents and the things that you bring to the culture that other people can enjoy. They can be
Mm-hmm.
inspired by, and they can be open to sitting down and just listening. And your shows are awesome. Um,
Yes.
I definitely, yes, I love the way that you talk with people. You're very respectful. You're very courteous. And I notice one thing, you always know what you're talking about. You make sure you got your info on point.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know who you're dealing with. You research these
No
people.
doubt.
So I definitely want to say, I peep that, and the people that come on are very comfortable with you. So I
Mm-hmm.
just want to say from, one artist to another, thank you for sharing your platform to us artists and doing what you do. And for everybody that you've had on, you've got some great shows. I think everybody needs to check that out. But your music too is exceptional. Your music is also conscious. In my eyes, I think you're very conscious with your music as well as
Yeah.
your name.
Mm-hmm.
Now, a lot of people don't understand, but your name is its own reality, its own meaning, its own
Right.
entity or energy, I would say, manifestation.
Mm-hmm.
So I just wanted to say that even your name came across for me to refresh on, that spiritual aspect and just remind myself because being integrated with the acquaintance of you, you know, I think that was something that was a part of destiny. And I think that it just also, was just more than music. I got to find somebody who could understand a lot of the things that, that I have experienced or learned or am learning. But like we
Right.
were talking about on the sly, my life path number, what I'm saying, I'd be seeking. So I like to be able to come across other people and rack your brain and see what kind of knowledge you got so I can feed
Right.
off of you,
Mm-hmm.
because I think that is powerful. And that's one thing that we can give to each other that we don't give enough of is to each one teach one.
Right.
A
Exactly.
sacred knowledge, that just the courtesy of humanity, knowing that you're cool and comfortable with who you are. Go ahead and I know I've given my um, analogy of what I, think your music consists of, but why don't you go ahead and explain to the fans exactly how you would describe your music and what it would consist of?
Okay. I've been an artist for a long, long time. I've been told, not to sound arrogant, but I've been told that I look younger than I actually am. So I've been involved in the culture ever since. First time I ever had a hip hop record was 1984. So, and that's when I got into Run DMC, Grandmaster Flash, and Melly Mel, and it's a pretty obscure place. Me being from where I am, Indiana, and just coming up, I treated the craft when I first started wanting to pick up a pen and write poems and raps. I always treated it like it was something very important. I didn't just see it as like a pawn in a game. I saw it as like life itself, and that might seem a little pretentious, but I just think that breath is life, and we use breath to express our words. And words are spells. That's why it's called spelling. They say the gospel is a good spell, right? So I always looked at my words as very, very powerful and important, and to make sure I choose them wisely. And that's why I took the craft of rapping seriously. And over the years, I've kind of honed my craft and got better and better with it. And it's a labor of love. I can't say that I'm living off of my craft, but I don't see myself stopping in the foreseeable future because it's just something that I enjoy doing. I mean, I'm not really my goals that I accomplish are based on short run uh physical copies, like maybe vinyl and CDs, and I put digital stuff out there, but mainly I'm just trying to get my music out there and be heard. So that's what it is.
Now you're hip hop music rap, basically.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, they say hip is knowledge and hip hop is movement. So it's a knowledge movement, But
There you go.
yeah, so yeah, rap and hip hop. I think they're, all of us, no matter what we rap about, we're all related, we're all connected, but some of us just lean more towards a different angle, It's not a matter of being better than the next man, it's just a matter of choosing a different path.
Hmm. And that's where I realized I'm like, yes, this is a connection because the things that you have to share with my viewers right now is knowledge. And
Mm.
I'm gonna say, people, I'm sorry, but I back this man up fully 100%. And if you don't understand what he's talking about, maybe you need to be a little more enlightened. And maybe you're not on the right path out there. So I like the fact that where you're going with it. Spelling is words, and anybody that's a little bit and well, kind of deep into spirituality would know that spelling is what comes out your mouth will be the fruits of your, basically, fruits that you're bearing.
Mhm.
But it's the fruits of your labor, which are the most productive, and we need to plant those seeds. And
Right.
I've had that awakening too, with being an artist and having to decide, okay, I need to switch up my music, I mean, I already understood how powerful words were.
Mhm.
But when you started getting a lot deeper into it, I was like, okay. And my spiritual awakening, the deeper it got, I was just like, yeah, I think I need to do that. But it also told me like to speak from my soul without being afraid, and to talk about things that were, hard subjects for a lot of people to talk on that you don't find most people talk on. And that's the real stuff.
Right.
So I changed the music. So I
Mhm.
see where, I think that a point we get to, being in the game for so long, I think it comes to a point where a lot of the artists end up changing because that's something they kind of figure out along the way. And us knowing in this market, that if you're only stuck in one market, you're not going anywhere.
Right.
So
Right.
you want to be more diverse so they can get out there and be marketable in many
Definitely.
different areas. But I really believe that no matter how long it's been, even to this day, like you with your show right now, you're still covering that conscious music that
Mhm.
is out there. And I love it because I can connect with other artists, and I can find other artists who are on that level that can actually come on here and have some type of knowledge coming out their mouth, and just, you know,
Right.
flows and flows and hoes and I wasn't gonna say it, but then coming on that said enough. Yes, okay. But because life was more than that. And I
Yeah.
think we've been desensitized so much.
Mhm.
And sometimes it takes people like us to be like, yo, let's
Mhm.
bring it back because you're going out too far. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
The fish is right here. Okay.
Right.
You got to put the pole where they're biting at,
Right. Right. Right.
and they're I think they're all barking up a tree. Not all, but you know what I mean. There's a lot of people that are barking up a tree, and then there's other people like us who are admiring nature,
Right.
trying to get back to the community. So your music is definitely doing that. It's giving back to the community. You got a song. I'm gonna get to play now because I know I've been talking. Yeah, it's about that
Okay.
time, girl. Yeah, we gonna play. Oh, I came across one of your tracks that I really love the fact, and you kept it real.
Mhm.
And a lot of the music now I've noticed is losing the talk of our religious side.
Mhm.
And people don't seem to understand that what I believe keeps us caged, besides the lack of knowledge, is the fact that if we've connected to religion, if we've connected those people, if they've connected to religion, they lack spirituality. And
Right.
spirituality is a part of religion, because if you really get into like the Christian faith or whatever, there's the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Well, who the hell do y'all people think the Holy Spirit is?
Mhm.
That's spirituality.
Right.
And I think we've been caged because we've been given half of the information, which
Yeah.
is religion. But we haven't been given spirituality. But see, the thing is there's a few parts, because you got religion, spirituality, history.
Yeah.
So they give us a book to follow, but it doesn't allow the spirit to actually flourish in its total essence.
Right.
So I think that us people, being woke or awakened or in ascension, or spiritually enlightened or whatever it is, healers, need
Mhm.
to get out there and just preach a little more, each one teach one, and try to fill in some of the gaps so that we can help put them on a path to find their own knowledge,
Right.
which will in return, eventually they'll be like, oh wow, they was right. Mr. Coffee was right. And Miss Music,
Right.
damn it, they was on some shit I should have been learning.
Right.
So
Right.
I love the fact that you're very expressive with your music, and you open that book, and you really tie in some deep things that we don't really talk about.
Yeah.
You know, and music, and I just love the fact that you did that with the Kiss of Judas.
Yeah, I think
Um,
a lot of
yeah.
people. I'm not particularly a religious person, like you said.
Mhm.
I know a great deal about the Bible. I'm not really a churchgoer or a very religious person, but I think that the stories that are told in a lot of holy books are. I think the problem with people that look at religion a certain way, they might look at the book as like something that is to be worshipped instead of something that's to be lived out. Instead of looking at it as a rule book where you can apply the lessons to your life, they look at it as like some kind of holy shrine that they sit on the table and go to whenever they're in trouble. But if you apply the lessons that are in, and not just the Bible, but in many holy books, there's a lot of information and lessons that you can derive and wisdom you can derive that you can apply to your life and make your life better. And instead of being caught up in the whirlwind of the day-to-day mundane bullshit.
Yes, yes, boy, boy. Well, it's not our faults in all reality, but yet, I think that when we have the alignment, we have to take accountability that we are lacking that knowledge and just seek
Yeah.
it, because of
I'm sorry,
the
can
way
I,
that,
can
like,
I cuss? Did I mess up?
yeah, no, no, you're good.
Oh,
You're
okay,
good.
cool.
Girl, I done said like 10 of them. You done flying
Oh,
past
okay.
your head. Oh yeah, I have to put explicit content on here because I'm a
Okay.
little potty mouth. But yeah, it's true. They were made stories for you to understand the lessons, and then you have to make the decision on whether or not, if you come into a situation that is metaphorically or similar, well, okay, I have something to kind of give advice. But yeah, to live by, everybody has their different niche, and you don't want to step on anybody's mushrooms. So,
Right.
I don't have the
The
mushrooms
mushrooms.
today. Yeah, I don't have the mushrooms behind me today. I'm not Alice in Wonderland. I'm more like, the 813 witch in the graveyard for October for Halloween.
Oh,
So,
man.
shouts out to everybody watching because October's in the house. I
Right.
hope everybody's gonna have fun. What are you doing for Halloween, Shu?
For Halloween, I don't
Mm,
know what I'm actually gonna do, really, to be honest. I
mm.
might
I
paint
don't
paint
either
my
yet.
face and go steal some candy.
No, I might hide in the house from the trick or treaters and act like I ain't home.
It's
Hmm.
dangerous out there. It's dangerous out there these days. I don't know about the whole trick or treat thing.
You ain't lying. I went to go get gas the other day, and I didn't know what the person was doing behind me, but I was more paying attention to my kid in the car, and I heard my kid start to scream because I was putting my gas on, wanted to go to walk, and I heard him screaming, so I doubled back. Excuse me, and he was like, "Mommy," and I'm like, "What?" He's like, "That man was about to grab you." I was like, "What?" And he's like, "Yeah, he was about to grab you. That's why I was screaming." And I turned around. This dude like already got in his car, started to drive off. I said,
Whoa,
"Okay, yeah, hold on a
it's
second."
wild these days, man.
And then so yeah, so I pull and I pulled out from getting gas because I got my gas, and I said, let him go off, and I'll pull into the Circle K. I need some cigarettes anyway. So I pull in and I jump out and I see him like stop. So I'm like, okay, he's gonna go. So I turn to register. I'm getting my stuff. I go out and he had left, and I'm like, okay, cool, he's gone. Boy, I go to the backside of the Circle K because I wanted to get some chicken wings. There's a little bar over there.
Hmm.
This little that what was sitting across the damn street from the bar in the cut. I was
Talking.
like, he didn't expect me to go to the cut, but I
Mm.
went to the cut because I was going to get some chicken wings. Cause they have like bomb chicken wings in McKenzie's in South Tampa. They do bomb chicken wings. Y'all want some big old chicken wings? Woo, and they have different flavors. So yeah, so I come, go in and I'm checking on my chicken wings. I order my chicken wings. I come out And my kid's in the car, and he's like, I think that's a car. I think that's a car. And I'm like, I think it is too. So yeah, and then some guy had come out from the bar. I was sitting. I was like, "Hey, watch that car while I'm going for my chicken wings." And the guy pulled out, and then he pulls and goes up to the Circle K. So the white guys looking at me like, I don't know what's up with this woman. And he's like, okay, somebody just left, you know. So he sits down, he's smoking his cigarette, drinking his drink. So I go back in, they're not done yet. I go to come out, and he's like, yo, okay, the guy just did something crazy. And I'm like, he's like, he's looking suspicious to me now. And I'm like, I told you, you know. And then all of a sudden, the guy comes back and parks his car and comes into the bar because I went back in to get my chicken wings. I turn
Right.
around, he's behind me. I'm like, oh my gosh, like, you know, like, oh Lord. So yes, people
So
are
what happened
crazy.
with that? That's it. That's the end of the story.
Bro, I took my chicken wings. Yeah, I took my chicken wings and hauled ass. I stopped
Oh,
at another
okay.
store to make sure he wasn't following
I
me.
was like,
I
damn,
gave
that
my
was a
kid the bat. I got
that,
these right here. He
that's
was a
the
little dude,
cliffhanger.
anyways. Yeah.
That was the cliffhanger. I was like, damn, you gonna end the episode there?
Yeah, well, I just got the hell out of Dodge. I'm like, man, I don't want to
Yeah.
batters up tonight, and I don't feel like boxing somebody tonight. Like I'm in a good mood. I just want my chicken wings and go home. I was so hungry. I'm
Yeah, I
gonna
feel
be.
you.
Oh my lord, people is crazy.
It's
Kiss
dangerous
of
out there.
Judas. Kiss of Judas. We're gonna bring it to you right now on the Music Shop with Miss Music. Yo, turn up your stereos. Pay attention because yeah, we're about to go off the kilter here for a second.
Oh
All
yeah.
right, y'all. So most definitely, let's get it. This is the Kiss of Judas, and this is Merkabah on 91.3 The Plug.
And most people think that Judas went out and kissed Jesus to identify. It doesn't say that. It says he went out to kiss Jesus to betray him, not identify. What do you mean betray? That's interesting. Because even the mafia today, when they're going to kill you, they give you the kiss of death.
Bad faith actors betraying the truth with lies against the righteous. The Savior was crucified, sent and condemned as a traitor when Judas died. The end was fatal, a suicide. Born up in Bethlehem on Christmas morning. 1 John baptized in the River Jordan. Gun gon' clap, guys, here's your trigger warning. Don't ever covet a bigger portion than what's deserved. You can observe when the picture's forming, like liquor pouring straight into your liver organ. But you can't tell you nothing, you a thug dude, thinking you above the law and only God can judge you. All of your enemies so easily are subdued, but the struggle inside of you is a blood feud. Dirty devils and angels of mercy wrestle. Snitched on the Son of Man fan for 30 shekels. Disciples are eating at the Last Supper, sipping wine. Life's full of demons, I gotta get rid of mine. Lies and deceit everywhere, how you living slime? Life's full of demons, I gotta get rid of mine. Mic and a beat and a sheet with a written line. Life's full of demons, I gotta get rid of mine. Yeah, I gotta get rid of mine. Life's full of demons, I gotta get rid of mine. They secretly hate that I'm this royal. Some of your best friends are just faking they're disloyal. Once you let them enter the gate, then they dig soil. And that's where the venomous snakes in the pig coil. Like a protester speaking at rallies, my written word is heard on the street in the alley. From the highest mountain peak to the valley, season finale when I exercise the demons around me. Get behind me, Satan. They wanna get enough currency, lying through their teeth is how they give it up, perjury. Get behind me, Satan. I'm laying in the cut, surgery, watching as deceivers try to mix you up thoroughly. Listen to the wisdom I speak. Losers that play greasy only win if they cheat. Foolish people are a gift to a thief. Judas betrayed Jesus with a kiss on the cheek. Disciples are eating at the Last Supper, sipping wine. Life's full of demons, I gotta get rid of mine. Lies and deceit everywhere, how you living slime? Life's full of demons, I gotta get rid of mine. Mic and a beat and a sheet with a written line. Life's full of demons, I gotta get rid of mine. Yeah, I gotta get rid of mine. Life's full of demons, I gotta get rid of mine.
Mm, that was hardcore, hardcore, hardcore.
Thank
Now, you're welcome. See, that's what I'm talking about. Like things that you hit on, you don't really hear a lot of the artists that they are pushing out there that's sending that type of message, where you're holding people accountable or making them think to hold themselves accountable for their actions. And
right.
I love how you just come out so easy and preach some real knowledge to our younger youth, to our older people that still have not found that maturity, and being able to see, a rapper in a different light than what we're always seeing. Because, it's just, we all know where all that rah rah leads to,
Yep.
you know
Um,
and you don't get to, experience and enjoy their fruits,
right.
so it's sad to be able to get a tree with a bunch of fruit and not have the chance to be able to eat from it,
And
so I think they block that.
I think that the song itself, while it may be out of the ordinary in terms of like most music that's popular, I
Hmm.
think that it's highly relatable due to the subject matter because we've all been betrayed. We've all been betrayed by different people, whether it's a childhood friend or uh, a partner in a relationship or a coworker at a job. I mean, betrayal is like a human, and a lot of the stories that you find in holy books are about the human experience. So they're not really, a lot of people put them on like some high tier where it's like, that's some lofty righteous stuff. It's like, no, they're actually, a moral code comes out of observing the human condition. When you look at how people live life and decisions they make and the path they choose and where they end up, that's, you're supposed to learn from the mistakes of others. That's what we're put here for. To learn. We're learning machines. That's why we have brains.
Hmm.
So I think that that song in particular was just me addressing, well, it was one particular thing that happened to me. I've been betrayed in music. It wasn't like a relationship like a girlfriend or a friend. It was more of like the
Look at
music
you,
business.
look at
Yeah.
you. But yeah, so you had a Judas in your business, huh?
Yeah. I mean, not a particular person. It's just, well, you could say it would be a particular person, but not somebody really close to me. It was just, I became, as I got older, I'd say about 10 years ago, 10, 15 years ago, I got a good whiff of the actual industry, and it
Hmm.
smelled like shit. But
Welcome
I
to the
mean,
business.
but that was just, from my perspective. It works out for a lot of people, but me, my particular situation and my particular environment that I was in at the time, it didn't work out too nice for me. So, I ran into a few people that were, just like, I'm not saying everybody's bad. I met a lot of good people in the music business, people that actually give a shit about the culture and the people and the music and the talent instead of just trying to cash in on people. And I know it's a business. I know that it's half music and half business. We were just talking about this on my podcast with my guest Beast. He was saying you got to understand that music business is like student athlete. You got to have good grades and be able to play sports. It's like you got to know the business and you got to be able to be a good musician too. So I get it, but I mean that was just my, I had to say something in a musical form to get it off my chest. That's what music is used for, to express your gripes. Sometimes.
Oh yeah, most definitely. But there's nothing wrong with that because, if you learn to overcome something, there's nothing wrong with being able to lyrically give people advice and stuff like that on how you dealt with it, how you
Hmm.
seen it, how you got past it, what reason it happened. Because, everything's a part of the plan.
Right.
Everything's a part of the plan. The good stuff, the bad stuff, and even in the music business. I mean, there's a good side and a bad side. It's just, who you decide you want to do business with. And, you know, not all money is good money and not all business, good business. I mean, business is all good business. And it's just, what I'm saying, you got to find your, I would say, your frequency and your market or where you fit in with what people's. And we
Right.
have the right to control that. So,
Yep.
like you said, it's all about our choices and
Yep.
what paths we decide to take with people, or the direction we want to go. And sometimes it's okay to make mistakes. Just gotta decide something different the next time because
That
um,
ties in with the each one teach
yeah.
one that you said as well, because I think that it's your duty once you run into that stumbling block that you, to me, I feel like I have to warn others about these things. A lot of people are just like, well, I got past it. I don't have to tell nobody nothing. That and they just, that's all those secrets that you hide from other people that you see are just like you trying to come up. That's what makes everything as jumbled and messed up as it is, because there's not enough a big enough transfer of information between those that know better and those that got past some of those obstacles, and those that are still trying to get, that haven't even reached those obstacles yet, you know.
Hmm. Well, we have one listener, James. He said that shit is hard.
Oh, I
He
appreciate
said,
it.
"This is
Appreciate it.
hard fire." Yes. I know I included like an extra word or two. I be doing that. But you know how the word travels when it goes from mouth to mouth. But
Yeah.
yes, that is hard. It was a hard track. Like you said, we've all got our Judas.
Mm-hmm.
So I love the fact that when I press play, I got to hear what I got to hear because, boy, let me tell you, I've got a few of those.
Mm-hmm.
I've got a Judas and a bunch of friends with it, you know? So yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Mm-hmm.
just like, oh Lord have mercy. But I like the fact that, you know, to be able to still see through other artists that, you know, we're human, we're all going through the same stuff. There's content you can relate to, I can resonate to.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and you know, I can honestly say though that kind of brought a lot, it brought a lot of humbleness back. You know, like I go and refresh my self on knowledge
Mm-hmm.
that is enlightening and motivational. The music made me feel something inside me. You know, it triggered something. It just reminded me of my awakening. You know,
Mm-hmm.
my spiritual enlightenment. So I really took that one as, you know, something that I favorite, one of your tracks that I definitely favorite because I think if I get to a down day and something like that, that's when I'm gonna add to the playlist, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Just to remind myself
Appreciate it.
when I'm dealing with these demons, these entities, these Jezebels, these jinns, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
I can remind myself that I'm not the only one. And then that's what us chosen people do.
Right. Right. Yeah.
You know, spiritually enlightened, it's spiritual warfare right now.
Yeah, I
Boom, boom,
feel
boom.
like that's the best platform if you have a talent to get things off your chest in a format that's going to get you heard. Is through music. You know, it's like therapy. Music has always been therapeutic to me in that way.
Yeah, most definitely. Speaking of, you know, demons and Jezebels and jinns and all that, you got a song. We're leading there.
Mm-hmm.
The graveyard behind me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you know, some people, if you're not careful, this is where you're gonna end up behind
Oh no.
me, behind me. Okay.
I mean,
Um.
we're all going to end up there sooner or later, but some
Well,
will be
yeah,
sooner
but
than
we're not.
later.
Some of us are staying.
Yeah.
I ain't. I don't know about y'all people, but damn sure I know where the hell I'm going, and I ain't there for long. So, I've had my experiences too. So, I definitely know that, yes, you know what I'm saying? We all gonna have our day of judgment. And we're not gonna like it. But you have
Right.
a song called Hell.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead and tell me like what made you conjure up this song so people
Well,
can understand? Because just the title alone is kind of like, oh shit, what is this song about? You know what I mean? Is he gonna come up with some crazy, or is it gonna be like your
that's a
song,
pretty.
Mr. Judas?
I kind of have a smooth, laid back delivery, so it's not really like a harsh or abrasive song or a striking, shocking song. It's like it's just to me, hell is just it's the hell that I'm talking about is a personal hell. It's like we were talking about those aforementioned bad decisions and mistakes that people make in life. When those accumulate and you find yourself caught trapped in a position that you've walked yourself down a path of bad decision, bad decision, bad decision, and there's a lot of people that are the victims of their own lack of good decision making, you know,
Hmm.
in the world. And you never know, like at the end of the video that you're about to play, there's like a zoom out with a drone, and you can see me, and I'm just in the Midwest, and there's a bunch of trees, and it's like in the fall, and it's not like burning flames, but it's like that's the point of the picture. It's like, look, I'm just a dude out here out in the world, and people can be suffering, you won't even know it, you know, unless you
Hmm.
talk to them, unless you interact with them.
Yeah, that's true. Um, would be like a mental imprisonment.
Yeah, exactly. It's all mental, and
Hmm.
I,
Mentally trap yourself.
I mean, I think this,
I've actually seen people do it.
yeah,
Like
trap themselves.
after you really, yeah, once you learn how you trap yourself and you
Hmm.
learn about that, you can act. I've sat there and actually watched people self sabotage, trap
Exactly. Right.
themselves. create delusions, believe delusions, like, oh my, I'm just like, oh
That's
my God, you need the
that's what
power
all
of
that is.
discernment, poor thing.
They
But
all
they don't understand. Go ahead.
go ahead. They get trapped in that. Yeah, what I was going to say is the habit. It's a bad habit of
The
making the
loop.
same
Like,
stupid ass
yep.
decisions. You know what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like you know what that's going to lead to, but you just keep doing it. You know?
Yeah, that is the karmic loop. But that too also gets you. It's like it's crazy because it's like one of the Matrix little setup traps. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
you'll never see it coming, and then if you ever realize it's going on, you
Right.
might get out. But then some people, I guess they just, I don't know if it's they like it or I don't know, but they get caught up. So yeah, definitely.
You know what? One of the
Yeah.
one of the major traps that's like affecting the world and has been for a long time is
Hmm.
addiction. Addiction is a trap. And a lot of people. I have had a lot of people in my life that have been being out here in the Midwest. Is really bad in Indiana, especially when it comes to like crystal meth and stuff like that. So
Hmm.
I'm surrounded by, we're talking about the what's it called, the opioid era, and it's like
Hmm.
there's a lot of people that involves once you get past a certain point, the decision making is out of your hands because your body is yearning that substance. So it's like that's what I'm saying earlier. Everything ties in together. Like I said about the whole Judas thing and about having forethought and about teaching others, like you said, each one teach one, teaching the lessons that you've learned in life. You you can't control another human being. You can't force somebody. The biggest chance you have of almost controlling someone is your children. You have a certain point control up to a certain point, and
Hmm.
that guidance, they need that. So when you put them out there in the world, they at least have a fighting chance. But when you're talking about adults, it's a tough struggle when you're trying to change grown ass people, or at least give some people advice, because like you said, the traps, you're setting your ways, and it
Hmm.
could be addiction, it could be anger problems, it could be anything,
Hmm.
bad
Now,
relationships.
yeah, and even mental illness.
Yeah.
People don't seek help and knowing they have a problem,
Hmm.
and you know they handle things different than the normal people who can actually handle a lot. And I think they just at times need to be taught strategies, because even me have had to learn strategies at times, just
Right.
to help myself and what I was going through. So I just, there's a lot of things that are traps out there. Like I said, it's just one of the traps in the matrix. You add them
I
to
have
the
mental health
list.
issues. I'm bipolar actually. So I mean, I've dealt with that. That's another thing that relates to hell. It's like heaven and hell. You've got euphoria and you've got depression, and it's like a roller coaster, back and forth, and sometimes it's hard to balance it out. So
I think
I
it
can
has.
relate to that.
I'm not a scientist, but I mean, I would think it has a lot to do with not just um I think it has to do with like maybe genetics. It might have to do, depression might be something where it's genetic, because addictions can be genetic. Now, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, you can do some shit and just get naturally hooked, because we all know that just
Right.
happens to people and
Yeah.
things cause that. But a lot of times, like drinking and stuff like that has been related to,
Genetically, yeah,
yeah,
hereditary.
genetics. So yeah, so
So, but if you make that bad, it makes that good decision or bad decision so much more important. If you're already genetically predisposed to be an alcoholic, then that means that warning has to be that much stronger to you. Because that's what I'm gonna be honest. My father was an alcoholic. I don't consider myself an alcoholic, but barely drink. I drink like maybe once every 2 weeks, and
mhm,
it's on a weekend, and it's not enough to just tear me down. When I
mhm,
was younger, I got a little wild with alcohol, but I
mhm,
know and I know that my father was an alcoholic, so I know that he's deceased now, but I know that in the back of my mind that I have that in me, that potential, and I let my sons know. I'm passing the message on to them. I'm saying, look, I'm not trying to scare you, but when you go out and party, you might make it a habit of drinking and not even know that you're just unlocking a doorway that you don't want to open, because like you said, the
mhm,
genetic predisposition, and it's over. It's hard to crawl out of that hole once you fall into it sometimes.
mhm. Yeah, I mean, and all of us we were raised on, our religion, but I've also realized that scientifically they're finding out that people who decide to like the opposite or because of a chromosome problem. So when you start really actually learning a lot of stuff, it's a little hard to be so judgmental on people because these are things happening to them that they can't control. You know,
Right.
like you said, there's things that we can control and there's things that we can't.
Right.
And I think that we need to take that into, consideration and understand that we all have different problems and we just, each one of us has different things, like I got some bad habits too,
Right.
you
We all
know
do.
yeah, so and I think that if we're triggered enough, I think we could all be bipolar even for a second, you know what I'm saying? So even if some
Yeah.
of us aren't, we have our bipolar moments. All of us do. All of
Right.
us do, especially when we're upset, when we can act fools,
Hmm.
whether we're in love or pissed off because you hit the car or you missed an appointment or whatever. I think we
Yeah.
can all relate to that. But depression is, yeah, it's something that's very hard to deal with for certain people, like that they don't have the resources. How did you like find, what did you find that helped you with your depression, like that, or
What
that helps you with it?
I'm gonna be honest. What helped me most with depression is staying busy, and one of the things I stayed busy with, besides work, besides having a job throughout my life, has been music. I look at it this way. Like I've said this to a lot of people in my life. You have you have work life and you have home life, right?
Hmm.
And a lot of people out there, more than most people would think, don't have a passion in their life. And I don't mean a relationship. I mean something that's not work and home life. That's something that's not just sitting around consuming entertainment, and something that's not just going to a job and being a wage slave. I'm talking about a passion, something artistic. It could be podcasting, it could be painting, it could be poetry, it could be rapping.
A
That
hobby,
en-
people.
that enriches your life. We need that. A lot
Yes.
of people need that. So I
And
think that
you're
that helps
so
with
right. You're
that
so
helps with
right.
depression. It's helped me with depression.
And it's sorry because I've been trying to tell people, like, you're not living your right path unless you're pursuing something that you have passion for, even if it's your career. But that's what's going to bring you happiness. Is
Yeah,
following the things that you're happy about. So even hobbies, like pick up a tennis racket, what the hell, racquetball, whatever the hell your hobby is, like get
sports.
into it. Yeah, get
Mhm.
into it. Like just go out there, whatever you're passionate about. Like even if it's like watching movies, bitch, go watch a damn movie every weekend. You feel me? Like I'm for real. Like it doesn't
I
even
think
matter. The simplest person can do that. You know what I
I
mean?
think that's why you see like the rise in these days of like all the nerd hobbies and stuff like that. Because I'm a nerd. I grew up reading comic books and stuff, and it's like the collectors, like all over YouTube, there's toy collectors and stuff like that because people are searching for a passion, and a lot of times they relate it to the happiness of their childhood, or something that brought them happiness in life. So if there's a lot of people out there that don't have those happy memories, and have I had a pretty foul childhood, to say the least. So a lot of times I have to dig for those peaceful moments to remember. So it's like it's difficult sometimes to like you said with the judgmental thing. It's like unless you walked in somebody's shoes, you don't really know how difficult it is for them to handle things. But I do think that like a hobby, like collecting something, collect baseball cards, anything that's putting your focus on something, not obsessively, but still enough to get you interested to where it's something that you enjoy doing that isn't like taking all your money. You know,
Hmm.
Gambling can be bad. I mean, that's a hobby that sometimes people get into that ends up taking all their money. But I mean, yeah, I mean, there's a lot of stuff out there to do.
Yeah, but the cartel finds them first, So, yeah, like I said, anything that people can do that is going to make them feel happy, like you said, and the music, making you feel happy, that's a good. It seems to be a good outlet for people who deal with bipolarness, because I know a lot of artists that have it, and they say that's the one thing that like really helps them,
It's that
be
feeling of
able to.
completing a project. Like it's the building process. To
That's
me,
what it is.
the payoff. The payoff is
Right.
like I'm writing and I'm recording, and I'm thinking about when it's done, what it's gonna sound like, what it's gonna look like, and it feels like that's me out there. I did that, and
I'm
it's
like that.
gratifying.
Yeah, I'm like that too. But like, that's just, I don't know. I think it's cool as shit to you're like, damn, I actually created something and put it to the track and it's decent. Like,
Yeah,
I'm not even looking for a hit. I just want it to be decent enough that somebody be like, oh, okay, that's cool, and go to
right.
the next one. I mean, if they dig it that much, that's even more awesome. But just the fact that, we have hidden talents that we didn't even know we had unless we apply ourselves.
And you
And
know what ties into with that as well is
mhm.
sometimes a good partner in music, like if you find a producer or a graphic artist or someone, it's always good to partner up with people that are like-minded and they can make it that much better for you. It's almost like a therapist, you could say. Maybe you're each other's therapist and you're getting through it together. So I always like to team up with, I like to work with different producers. I worked with a producer from New Zealand named Spearman, and I worked with a producer from New York named Falling Down. And I work with a lot of producers. They'll throw me beats all the time. And if you find that chemistry, that's also something that can be very gratifying, because you're always looking forward to that next collaborative effort.
Mm. Well, let's go ahead and get to this song, Helen. Let's see what it's all about. We're going to talk more after this.
All right.
Let's get into it. All right, everybody. Y'all are on with the music shopping with Miss Music, 91.3 theplug.com. We're going to go ahead and play the song called Hell by Merkabah. Let's get it.
Merkabah, White Lotus. Check it out. Look at those crooked-nosed vultures circling, took your soul. It's curtains, hardcore thugs twerking, doing the Tootsie Roll. They all some weak closet freaks hiding out where you put your clothes. Rookies, pros, and veterans, competition of booking shows. Composition, no book of flows. We prophets and saints choose the stairway to heaven or the opposite fate. Parasites went into paradise. We locking the gate and chopping off snake smellings full of honor and grace. Flyers, aircrafts with turbulence when occupants faint. And never phony, only real ones can conquer the fake. Fuck popular taste, you spending all the dollars you make. Thirsty consumers buy products of fate. Coward cops in the place, trigger happy officer wait. Hands up, don't shoot, but got shot in the face. You might get harmed by the firearm they rock on their waist. Send the constable to court, the judge is dropping the case. The future was predicted when they poisoned the well. Now the prophecies fulfilled, we are destroying ourselves as we ignore the blood-curdling voices that yell from the bottomless pit, unholy noises from hell. As we ignore the blood-curdling voices that yell from the bottomless pit, unholy noises from hell. Coffins and cradles followed by fallen angels with bloody wings. He got the street hot like teapots that bubble steam. They moving that heavyweight, kinda white, that butter bean. And what I mean is that the street sweepers will keep the gutter clean. Greatest products, war and sex, punish some, reward the rest. Crooked officers with body cameras that adorn the chest. Ops around the Terminator, shot them down like foreign jets. Cops around exterminators, swat them down like swarming pests. What can we tell the kids when relatives are mourning death? Savages, love ratchet shit, no time for Dr. Cornel West. Courts collect benefits from petty crime and more arrests. Poor get less justice from lawyers they can't afford the best. Suffer worse pain, put your first name before an X. Poors will sweat bullets, impossible to ignore the threats. It's gonna be lit when the electric power source connects. When man sins he can't win and transcend the mortal flesh. The future was predicted when they poisoned the well. Now the prophecies fulfilled, we are destroying ourselves as we ignore the blood-curdling voices that yell from the bottomless pit, unholy noises from hell. As we ignore the blood-curdling voices that yell from the bottomless pit, unholy noises from hell.
Mm-mm. Man, let me tell you something about that song. Damn, you hit so many topics with that song. I can't even begin. Like you had so many bars that I have to like. I really, I've heard it a few times. I've heard like that song like now 4 times, and you leave me sitting on a damn bar, a bar or two, and you keep going, and it's like, hold on, look, bitch, I'm still trying to process the fucking bar you just said, damn it. Like, and I love it because I have to keep going back and listening to it because I really want to listen to it. I don't want to just sit there and play the song and let it ride and just only let your words, go through. Like
Right.
you got some shit that I like want to lyrically marinate on. I want to
Mm.
logically marinate on. I want to go back and I want to hold up. I want to listen to this again and I want to create that vision because you have spit so much knowledge and so much content covered in that song that it's incredible and you still got a message.
Yeah.
Tell people the message in that song because if they didn't get it, I need you to tell them what that is.
Basically, that song is about the message that I'm reiterating in the first and the second verse is about people that are consumed and focused on things other than what is important, and about how that can bring you a very depressing life because you're chasing after things that you may never have. And
Them
social media
too.
does that to a lot of people too. That causes depression because a lot of those people that are posing in the happy relationship pictures be having the worst relationships of all.
Thank you.
You know.
Thank you.
So
And if you don't get that straight, you're not gonna get what? That relationship that you
right,
want, that you see in the picture, people. Bro, I've been trying to tell people now for a couple years.
right.
I've been telling people they're in the dark night of soul. I've been trying to tell people they need to do their shadow work. I've been trying to tell people they need to live in the authenticity. They need to come out with them secrets. They need to just let
Mhm,
that burst and that burden go, the beast and the burden go, but they don't get it. They stay
mhm,
trapped in that matrix karmic loop. And it's just like, and then they wonder why there's so much karma and they're miserable and their life is going to shit and everything's coming down. And it's just like, it's your choices. You change in your actually it's your perspective. Because if your perspective changes, it'll change your life. And if you change
mhm.
it, we just
You know
have
what I
been
say?
programmed. Go ahead.
I say, when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change.
Mm-hmm. I think also change behavior can bring change to the world. So like
Yes.
if things are going wrong, you know what I'm saying, change your behavior. If you want the world to change, you first have to start with yourself. Like people won't change if like you said social media, they're doing everything everybody's doing in social media. No, they're all ended up in the same damn place,
Hmm.
doing the same damn thing. And then
Yeah.
the people that are doing things right, they're flourishing and people are like, well, it's black magic or
Right.
no, it's
Yeah.
your own occurred karma from the choices that you decided to do. And what we put out into this world comes back to us. So if you're out there and you're living in your ego, and like you said, you're being materialistic and you're all about self and this, bro, you got so much rope before you hang yourself with it. So that's just not the right path. And like you said, our path should be love, light, happiness, each one teach one, trying to make our community better, but we still
And that's
fall
not to,
short of that.
I think that sometimes the men of the world may
Mhm.
look at that as being being like a soft approach, but that doesn't take away from love is what is the whole reason for self-defense. It's the reason for protecting and defending your family and your children is through love. So it's not, there's no weakness in that. Love is the most powerful force in the universe. There's nothing weak about that, you know.
Mhm.
You can murder in the name of love if you're defending your family and yourself, you know.
Oh
That's
yeah,
this
for sure.
self-defense is still highly important. So that's there. A lot of people misconstrue love as being soft. They don't know what love is. Love is understanding. It's a high level of understanding. You know, it doesn't have to be unicorns and rainbows. It's understanding you have a family that you have to provide for, children, and a partner that you have to defend if necessary, and yourself that you have to, like you said, manage the behaviors of on a daily basis. That's constant warfare, internal and external. So that's the most powerful thing you could do with your life. So,
Mm-hmm.
and love is right at the center of all that, you know. Just like I said, a
Yeah.
passion for a craft or something like that.
And it's awesome because a lot of artists that I've been coming across have done You're My 16th show, and coming across a lot of the artists, you know, we're on that frequency, and it's great because I like the fact that I can have like one of the first radio shows, female hosting wise, that has a show that a lot of people that come on are woke.
Mm-hmm.
They're awakened. So I'm grateful that I can come on and do my own radio show and still allow to be able to have people like you come on
Mm-hmm.
and bless my platform with
Yeah.
with stuff that that I'm experiencing, that I'm going through, and that I can relate to, I can resonate, and that I'm a fan of y'all's music. I don't listen to the radio. I listen to
Right.
y'all artist music. That's what I listen to. I listen to my own music. I don't listen to the radio. So all I know is unsigned artist. That's what I listen to. And there's a lot of people out there that I'm just so blessed to have come across, and I'm just grateful that y'all can come on here and share the knowledge that I've learned, and be like a confirmation to people with your own testimony
And
of
platforms
what you've
like
gone
yours
through.
are very important. You know, platforms like
Yeah.
yours are very important that will give someone like me or some of the other artists that in your last several episodes that you've given a chance to be heard by a different audience, because I think that's needed. I mean, we are the new media, you know, whether the big media likes it or not. The smaller outlets like what you and I do are the ones that, if we stick to it and we have the right opportunities and make the right decisions, we could be the next, Breakfast Club or what have you.
hmm And we got dope videos on point with the message too.
Much
You
appreciated. Once again, I greatly appreciate it. You can get my music at darkagesmusic.bandcamp.com. It's spelled like it sounds, darkagesmusic.bandcamp.com.
Yeah, we also have you on. You sent me a link tree. Now
Yeah,
we posted his link tree. Let me see. I'm so blind. You see me having to lean in.
I can
um,
relate. You see these, right?
Bro, I'd be needing them for the show just to see the damn screen. I could see you, but anything other than you,
Mhm.
I can't even read this. I can't even read it. I'm gonna go ahead and post up though for them to be able to see. This is his link tree, everybody. Yeah, I should be showing. There you go. Let me go ahead and darn, I can't put this to full screen. Yeah, I can. Hold on. I'm gonna put this in full screen for you. There you go. You can find. Let me take the comment down. You can find his link tree in the description of this video.
Much
When we
appreciated.
get done, yeah, make sure you go ahead and check that out. Now, your podcast show. I definitely want to get back to the podcast show.
Okay,
Um, I want you to tell people basically about your podcast show when it airs. We still got one more song, which we're going to finish off the night with, but go ahead and
okay.
let them give some more information on that podcast show when you run it. Who maybe you got coming up the next show when that airs, and how they can get on, and what type of music you're interested in.
Okay. The show, first of all, I have a background in radio. It was local radio, but I had a radio show where I interviewed local talent in Indiana. Now, it's there's little hip hop scenes sprinkled throughout Indiana, and I connected with a lot of them over the years. And I always wanted to give a I'm the type of person that always wanted, like you, that always wanted to give a platform to people that I thought were dope. You know, like, wow, people need to hear you. You're really good. So that's just in me. So I'm not. I've never been a person that's like trying to. There are people out there that are haters that want to hide somebody that's good because they think that they're going to take away from them. I've never been like that. If I think you're good, I want to work with you. I want people to know about you. You know, that's how I've always been. So I did a radio show at a little college, and that was some years ago. And people are doing podcasts now, and there's a lot of them are, with the Joe Buttons of the world and the Joe Rogans, and 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 it's real easy to plug in if you got something to say and if you got a passion like we do, to jump in and have some guests and have some good conversations and some interesting content. So I have a little niche of hip hop. It's underground, 90s. Some might say East Coast, but there's the people that live by that East Coast aesthetic, that lyrical miracle stuff that I'm on. There's a lot of us all over the country in every different region, you know. So over many years, I've accumulated knowledge of some of these guys, and some of them I know personally face to face. Some of them I just know from the internet. But I've invited a lot of underground talent to come on that show, and we're at episode 8. I just had episode 8, and I'm doing 12 episode seasons, and I'm gonna take a break, and I'm gonna do actual printed magazine, which is gonna be transcribe some of the interviews into an actual magazine, and might make some t-shirts and stuff. But John Coffey is the alias I go by. I have like a duality, split personality thing going on, where it's like you got Merkabah as the rapper and John Coffey, it's spelled Kafi, as the podcaster. Now, the name John Coffey I got from a movie with Michael Clark Duncan and Tom Hanks called The Green Mile. And there was a large dude that was in a prison, and he was wrongfully accused of a crime. And the crime was killing 2 small girls. And when they finally found out who the real killer was, he explained how the real killer killed these girls. And he said he used their love against them. So that resonated with me. And I said, that's exactly how I felt once I got a whiff of the real music industry, is that it uses your love against you. It uses your passion against you. It tries to pimp you based on what you what you like to do. So I said, I feel like John Coffey. So I just spelled it a different way, but it's really a flip on the Green Mile John Coffey, you know. So that it's called Coffee Talk. It airs every Sunday, 3:00 Eastern, and it's about an hour long. I have 3 different segments. I have an intro segment where I do like a take on a local news story, or not local, but just something that's going on in the world of hip hop. The second segment is called Coffee's Crates, where I talk about music that I'm listening to. I have a real specific subgenre of hip hop that I like. It's just what I like. You know, it's not people that get it. You know, I listen to some stuff people might be like, what is this weird stuff? But I mean, you know, I listen to that. So, and then I close with an interview, which lasts usually about 45 minutes, you know, so it's pretty cool. I enjoyed a lot. And like I said, a lot of the guys that I interview, I know personally, like Beast, he's from Pontiac, Michigan, and him and his people, we've done shows with them. You know, we've toured with them, been in the studio with them. So I know these guys personally. So it's real easy. The flow of the conversation is real easy, you know. And I've interviewed the last interview for episode 12, I got one interview coming up with this dude named Crumb Snatcher. He calls himself Judah the Prince now. He's with Protect Your Neck Records, and he's got his own company called Mind Power. And what's dope about him is he came up under Gangstar, Guru, and DJ Premier, and that's, you know, 90s, classic 90s East Coast hip hop, and he was connected with them. So it's great to be able to. These are guys that's one person I don't know personally that I heard when I was a fan back in the day, and I'm like, wow, that's dope. And now I'm talking to him, interviewing him. So it's like full circle, you know.
Yo, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Yo,
Yeah.
I used to listen to a whole bunch of ODB and
Oh yeah.
Wu Tang and all that, right? And then I end up meeting I didn't even know it was him. It was just somebody I talked to a lot on MySpace. I became really
Mm-hmm.
good friends with him, and I didn't go to research who he was, and it turned out to be the uh, t- uh, uh, 10 assassin, which
Yeah.
is King Blunt, and I
Zoo
was
Ninjas.
like. Yeah, Zoo Ninjas, shouts out.
R.I.P.
And
R.I.P.
Brooklyn
R.I.P.
Zoo, yeah, R.I.P. Brooklyn Zoo, I love him. He's my friend. And he was a Cancer just like me. We were a day apart. He used to always call me and be like, happy birthday. And I'd be like, happy birthday.
Yeah.
So we were really close. And we got really close. And he popped down to see me one time. And at that time, I had just moved back from Tennessee. So I was staying with my pops at
Right.
my old childhood home. And he's like, I'm coming to get you. We're going to go somewhere and do something. And I said, okay. So he knocks on the door and I open the door and who's standing next to this man? ODB's mama,
Oh yeah.
Cheryl Jones. I said, I'm like, and he's like, yeah. And I'm like, what? And I was like, oh my God. And my mom, everybody was like, oh my gosh, that's Odell Basson's mama. And I'm like, yeah. So it was cool. We went to a
The
club
real
and we
deal.
crashed the club. Yeah, we crashed the club. We crashed Club Sky. And
Oh
DJ Chris
yeah.
John and the radio DJ Buckwheat, he was there. We went up in VIP. They played some ODB songs. It was dope. You know what I'm saying?
Nice.
We had a fun time, but I didn't expect that. But
How long
there were a
ago was
lot of
that?
um, God, I think it was like 2000. 13 maybe. I have to go
Mm,
back and look at my pictures. I have them up on there. I'm actually on my YouTube side. I have a blooper video of me and
mm,
her standing in the parking lot. I was supposed to take a picture and I hit the damn video because my fingers are short. So yeah, I was trying to go, I was trying to do a selfie and
right.
I hit the button, but it's on there. But
You said
yeah, and
you met Young Dirty too, right?
I've talked to him over the
Oh,
thing. I
okay.
haven't met him face to face, but yeah, we've had some little messages over Instagram.
I did a
And
song
then
with him. I have to send it
yeah,
to
you
you.
told me, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna have to get that one day and play it.
Mm,
Yeah, he's a really great guy. And it's before he blew up, and we were having a little talk, and I don't want to really put the business out there, but I just basically told him, be patient because it's coming. And if I wasn't so damn on point, uh,
yeah, I
I
mean, now
mean,
look at him. He's touring with Wu Tang, taking ODB's
that's
place
what
on
I'm
tour. With
saying.
Nas and Busta Rhymes.
Yes. But he did acknowledge K Blunt was the little brother of ODB.
Mm,
So he did acknowledge when he passed away, he did, hit me up and acknowledge the fact that he sent his condolences
mm,
um, and stuff like that. So it was very, touching that he's still keeping an eye. He's really busy right now, but he's still keeping an eye. And when something was connected to me and him, I'm saying he was definitely showed his respects. So and I told him I told him he was gonna blow up. I know if
mm.
he ends up ever watching this, he's gonna be like, that little bitch was right. She told me just wait a little while because I'm like, bro, you headed there. It's just a matter of time. But
Yeah,
yeah, so and look, BET Awards. Like,
yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, it's
Yeah.
just, all the things that are going on that he's doing is like it's just so awesome. So I'm just glad that he's being even though he didn't have his father really in his life like that is a part to be a part of his legacy and be able to go up there and act like his daddy and do what he do because
You
he's
know,
splitting image.
one thing that got me like kind of tight when it came to Young Dirty. People's opinion of Young Dirty is like people would say like, why doesn't he? I've heard this several times through like hip hop fans, even people that I know personally have said this. Why doesn't he find his own things? Acting like his dad. It's like if I passed away and my son wants to act like me, then let him do it, man. I'm his daddy. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Like
that's all
why
he
can't he do
knows. Yeah,
that?
because
Yeah,
um that's all he knows, people.
yeah.
Leave that man
So-
alone. Like that's his passion, and I think that's the way for him to feel closer to his father. And people
and
need
yeah,
to stop the judgment because it's like
right,
I'm sure you got stuff we could talk about all day, people out there. You know what I'm saying?
right.
So like, shut the hell up already and let that man do what the hell he wants.
And what
That's
I'm
his
saying
path.
is he stuck to his guns and now look where he's at. So now he's laughing all the way to the bank with it.
Oh,
So
he laughing. We laughing with him, especially the
yeah,
people that do support him. I'm laughing, man. Ha ha. Hi haters. You know what I'm saying? Like yeah.
yeah,
Um, but yeah, shouts out to Young Dirty, and yeah,
yeah.
keep
Young Dirty.
sticking to what the hell your heart and your intuition told you to, because bro, look where you're at now.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
that's why we need to make sure we have all these distractions and we're not in our own karmic loops and traps and false imprisonments and mental imprisonment and all this stuff because that's the stuff that we're blocking our blessings to.
hmm no
Like
doubt.
we're literally blocking our blessings too, and that's what the spiritual warfare is for. They want to stop you from doing that. They want to stop you from finding that knowledge to get out there and be the best person you can be. And you're gonna
No doubt.
find that through love. You're gonna find it through your passions. You're gonna find it through the things that make you happy, the things that light up your soul. So when things are going bad, man, just find people, find places, find things, find hobbies, find music. You know what I'm saying? Just try to find the light because it's there. It's not
Right.
all darkness, everybody. It's
No
not all
doubt.
darkness. We create
Mhm.
the darkness most of the time.
You got
We're
to
our own
enrich.
demons. Yeah,
I say enrich your life. That's what I say.
study and thank God for the internet. The information is out there. Well,
Yep.
let's go on. We got one more track, and we a little bit over time, but we are having such an educational and such a great
We've
show.
been we've been talking too damn much.
It's okay. That's okay. We got a message tonight. We're sending it
Yeah.
loud and clear. We're gonna get on this last track. I'm gonna let you give your shouts out and let you give your links again. That way people can find you if they just came in on it, because sometimes they pop up, you know.
Okay.
But definitely we're gonna go into this next track. The next track that we got is on the list for tonight would be
Dirty Streets.
Dirty Streets. Yeah, which you're promoting now. Tell us about that one.
Dirty Streets is part of a project I'm doing with a producer from Virginia. He is super duper dope. He's ill. He's a great producer. I know I'm using old school terms, but his name is Chrome, and he's worked with Brand Nubian. He's worked with Chuck D. He's got a list of hundreds of people he's worked with. He's crazy. He's worked with Wu-Tang people before too, Capadonna. But I connected with him. Somebody requested I do a guest feature with them, and they had a song that he produced, and I ended up talking to him, and he sent me a bunch of beats, and we're gonna do a 5-song EP. I'm about 3 songs in right now, and this Dirty Streets is one of the songs. The project is gonna be called The Chariot, which is what Merkabah means in Hebrew. It means the chariot, and like you said, it's the 7th card of tarot as well. You know, so
Which is Cancer, and that is a crab, and that's me. So it's
there's
cool
actually
how the
naked
chariot
tarot
meets
cards on
the
the cover.
chariot.
Yeah,
I know, and that's 7. That's my life path number. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
So, and I am the seeker of truth and knowledge. Yes, I am the messenger, baby. So I'm
The
here doing what I'm
messenger, the
supposed to do.
chariot.
Yes, and I
Yeah,
love it. Yeah, you know, we go full force, man. We don't stop. We going right through you, boy.
right.
When we get on a mission, it's over with. All right,
Hell
everybody, let's
yeah.
go ahead and get
Till the
into
wheels
this
fall
song.
off.
To the wheels fall off, baby. This is Dirty Streets by Merkabah, and you said the other person was on there? Oh, it was the producer, right? The beat
The
maker?
producer is Chrome, and the hook is
Chrome.
sang by a girl named Vanna. She actually used to be my assistant at my former job. And my boy Metaforce Omega from Ohio, he's in DC right now. He's dope, super. He used to be a battle MC. It's a nice song. I like it a lot. Dirty
I wanted to
Streets.
make sure we got the girl in on the hook, because you know people be
Yeah,
like, "Yo, who in on that?" And I ain't see it on there, so
yeah,
I was like, "Yeah, let me get her." And we gotta salute the queen.
yeah.
Shouts
Vanna.
out to you for this track, and yeah, we're gonna get into it. All right, here we go.
Mhm.
This is the music shot with Miss Music on 91.3 The Plug. Let's get it.
Merkabah. Pouring liquor on the street, I have an alcohol epiphany. Vividly, I see a woman, I would call her Tiffany. Her mother was an addict and her father was an absentee. Twin brother doing numbers in the monster factory for armed robbery, kidnapping, assault, and battery. Plus possessing stolen firearms with all the magazines. Her body stance will make the Dalai Lama stop and glance. She'll empty pockets of your pants with her exotic dance. Nobody knew that when she twerked around the pole. Deep inside, she felt the fire burning down her soul. But she said, fuck waiting, get it now, go earn and count the dough. No slut shaming either, she was learning how to hold. Lost in the dirty streets like Adele chasing pavement. The devil's ways are ancient, for you hell is Satan's payment. No pistol and no prophylactic, unprotected escort. Arrest in court, her own client set her death course on the dirty streets.
Yeah, my eyes lazily lit it. I'm high, reminiscing cause I became a statistic. Well damn, telepathic, break the chains. I hit your brain in this visit, breaking physics. Amazing. Yeah. Well, no locations are switching, digging. Do the math, combine the digits. It's crazy. Cousin Ray got some haze and hearing I'm lifted. Oh boy, I'm talking low so it's hard to hear and I'm twisted. Okay, listen, yeah. Court admitted lies, I'm stuck in places I don't fit inside. Rolling up the sticky, thinking about my sis, I'm sick inside. She won't say who victimized. Know I have my niggas slide. Another death, connect to all to us, that equal bigger time. What happens when no pressure gets applied? The hyenas come. We've seen the jungles in between the slum, they taking bites. She tried to cope intravenous numb, then to take a light. Hard to see the sun, gray matter turning day to night.
Dirty streets and names, always
tell you something right there, boy. Woo, woo. That was a whole nother sound. Number one. Number two, I could hear that in a movie.
Yeah, that's what my boy Meta
Bro,
that's on the second verse. He said, "I see a video, man. It's
I
like
seen a
cinematic."
movie. Not a video. Fuck a video. I seen a goddamn movie, bro. I seen that in the back playing as background music in a movie of some like crazy ass
Some
movie. Like,
suspenseful drama type shit. You know.
yeah, bro, I love, bro. I'm an action movie bitch. You know, I love kicking ass and flipping cars and all that shit. You know, like for real. Like I love
Yeah,
action movies, and I could just see that as like one part where there's just something going on, and it just coming at the perfect point. It's for a certain, it's got to go with a certain part. It would be something maybe a bar or some type
it
of
would definitely
conversation
be
or.
nighttime, street light,
Oh yeah, yeah, that's what I'm saying. So it just gives it that effect
the
of some
atmosphere.
night.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So I could see that in like a big time movie. So man, y'all people, y'all know so film people and stuff like that. Man, reach out to this guy and get this because I know somebody's working on a project out there, and this
That would
song's
be
gonna fit
dope.
perfect.
I would
I've
love to have.
seen,
I've
yeah, I've
actually had
seen
my
it.
music in a movie before. It was a student film, but I mean, I would love for my. I've always that's one of my
That's
dreams.
what I'm
One of my first
saying.
dreams was this to have my music on vinyl right here, and I accomplished that.
Oh.
But my other dream is to have one of my songs in like a major like a soundtrack or a major movie. You know, I think that would be the illest.
Like some Pulp Fiction shit.
Yeah, like that. Yeah,
That's what
definitely.
I'm saying. Like some kind of, it could be one of those moments when they're in the bar getting fucked up and there's some bad guys. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right, right.
like it's just, what I'm saying. Like you said, it just gives that volume and that hit.
No
So,
doubt.
and you know what? I do got a film. I got well. I'm gonna tip my hand a little. I shouldn't even be saying. I got a few film directors on my. Don't make me mess around and go
Uh
send it to him
oh.
and be like, hey, you may be able to use this for a part because like
Let's make
I
it
keep
happen.
seeing it in a movie. So yeah, I do. I know some film directors.
Wait till you hear the next one though. The next one is dope, 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 dope. I'm
What's
gonna
the
have a
next
video
track?
for the next one. The next track from that same with that same producer off that same
Oh,
project. I got a video. I'm working on a video soon
oh,
in the
can't
next month or so.
wait. Yeah, I
Yeah.
loved it. Like just listen to it. Like I can even tell you too, that'd be a good song to play when you fucked up. When you're like laying back just
It's got
fucking
that. It's got
zoning.
that.
Yeah, like
It's got that hazy vibe to it.
yeah, kind of like that in and out of the tipsy feeling.
And that's Vanna. She gave that real atmosphere right there. Vanna on the hook.
She was
She's
dope.
really dope. She's really really dope as
She
an
was
artist.
dope. Yeah, I like that. And
She
then
she
you coming with
produces her own music herself. She's in her early 20s.
you send
She's
her
really
my way.
talented.
Send her my way. I would
I
love to
will.
freaking get her music on here. And on here we play all genres. So I know I've got a lot of hip hop going right now, but I just got more
Mhm.
of an access to that. I don't have
Yeah.
access to a lot of other things. So y'all, I don't care blues, pop, rock. We're gonna have a rock band on coming up in let me see, we got a rock band coming up actually. I just booked tonight. Day Rollers, December 7th at 8 p.m.
Dope.
So y'all, yeah, y'all rockers and stuff, man, start sending them my way. You know some good rockers, send them my way. Rock rap, anything, blues, R&B,
You
soul,
know,
neo soul, anything. It don't matter.
I
Send it.
performed with a live band for like 6 or 7 years.
Yeah.
The band just broke up recently. Well, they're not still technically broke up, but I used to always the majority of my shows in the last 6, 7 years have been with three-piece band, bass, drums, and keyboard. So
Oh,
I go out and perform my songs with a live band.
oh, that's awesome.
Thanks.
Most definitely. Yeah, you've done a great job. Music is great. I like, when you do the collabs, how you're doing them. I
Hmm.
like the messages. The music's dope. It's off the chain. I know everybody needs to get over there. They need to run them likes up. They need to
I
run them
appreciate it.
comments up. Subscribe, like, share. Your YouTube. Do you have a YouTube?
Yeah, the YouTube channel is Coffee Talk. That's the YouTube channel for my podcast. Now, as far as for my music, I would go to Dark Ages Music Group. Everything coming from me musically is Dark Ages Music Group all day. darkagesmusic.bandcamp.com. The YouTube channel is Dark Ages Music Group. So that's my company, my LLC. So that's what I'm repping when it comes to my music. But Coffee Talk is actually under Dark Ages too. But that's my new brand that I'm working on. That's what I'm focused on right now. That and this EP.
Well, let's get it, y'all. Make sure you get on his websites and find out when he's dropping everything and check out.
Coffee-talk.com. Coffee-talk.com. That's the
There you
website.
go. Check out the podcast. Check out the artists and the interviews that he's doing. He's hot. I think y'all will definitely enjoy that. I just want to say, thank you so much for coming on the show tonight. I really appreciate it. We got to get our little claps in here. Yeah,
I appreciate the opportunity greatly. I appreciate you letting me come on your platform and speak my piece on and share my music with your listeners. So that's greatly appreciated.
No, thank you for giving me your time, because we all know that time is money.
No doubt.
Money, money, money.
Oh, yeah.
So, well, thank you, King. I hope you have a great night, and we'll see you next time. And y'all keep locking it into the music shop next week. Or is it? I think we got a show coming up here. I'll see you in the next couple of days. So y'all go ahead, check the community board, check the Facebook, the music shop with Miss Music on Facebook. And if you know somebody, like I said, man, just get at me. Get at me.
No doubt.
All right, King. Well, y'all have a great night. You have a great
Much
night.
love.
Salute to you. Thank you. Have a great night.
You too.
Later. That's right. You've tuned into the music shop with Miss Music on 91.3 The Plug. Hi, haters. That's right. Get it.
Turn that up. Fuck a nigga, fuck a bitch, and fuck a cop. I'm GD crazy, baby nigga, fuck a op. On my mama, if it's drama, duck the shot. I don't really give a fuck, you thug or not. Every nigga in my city hug a block. I guess they rather be outside and love a thot.
I be stacking up chips like Lego. Badass bitch bag matching my stilettos. In it full of paper, same color as a gecko. I'm laying on the boat across the water where the deck low. Rolling up some petrol, I ain't got no service. Still I got my metro, don't need no disturbance. Drowning me, I let go, I'm floating to the surface. These niggas set you up slow and take you down on purpose. Facts.